What up, Tag Nation? And to just, go ahead and make it simple and plain. More after the intro.
T.A.G.
Yeah, that's tag shit.
Free fall as I dive through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really want.
What up, world? It's your boy, ScooterRay here. And I'm here to talk about AEW Dynamite from tonight, 426. If you're new here, welcome to Quick Tag, is where usually me, give a rundown of your nightly shows: Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, Rampage, to keep the people in the loop. And I try to do this in 15 to 20 minutes or less, But let's get to it. The show opens up with the AEW International Championship match, Orange Cassidy versus Bandito. This was, I think they said, Orange Cassidy's 19th defense or 20th defense, one of the two. If you're new here, I like to say this type of statement. If you're a reoccurring guest, you know what I'm getting at. It did not feel like a title change match. Not to say that Bandito wasn't deserving, anything like that. There was no hype. I mean, they announced OC's opponents sometimes before. I didn't feel like, okay, this is going to be the night Cassidy is going to lose that belt. You know what I'm saying? So, but pretty decent match, pretty solid match. Orange Cassidy retained. Him and Bandito shared a moment where he was giving him a pair of sunglasses. Bandito couldn't, get it around his mask that well, but it worked out. Adam Cole was in the back chirping, saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go to that ring later, and Jericho, you got the balls. Come see me. How about come see me? Because that BS you pulled last week, come see your boy." Jungle Man, that's what us tag people like to call Jack Perry. Jungle Man, who grips that leather, and referring to the infamous photo with him and Anna Jay, where he was gripping leather. But Jungle Man was back there talking with Darby. They was basically talking about how, the BS that happened, and if we're sorry for chirping at each other the way we did, and had I known that Max was gonna pull, Darby was saying, had I known Max was gonna pull the BS he pulled, I should have been down there ringside instead of watching in the Raptors. I kind of wish it was you and I, because I know for sure I would have got that dub. I would have got that fat dub. And Jungle Man was like, next up, Jeff Jarrett, Dax Harwood, Santam Singh, Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal was banned from ringside. I think as long as I think Cash will as well. It was a match. Dutt ended up coming back around. Interference. Jeff Jarrett gets the 1, 2, 3. Jarrett grabbed the titles as if they want. Jarrett grabbed one of the titles as if he wanted, but then it got announced, I think, for next week. FTR is going against Jarrett and Lethal for the tag title. So, yeah, I would say this. Funny enough, I didn't think that Jarrett and his whole group of cronies was going to have as much shine as they've been getting, but they didn't had multiple title opportunities, and they've been pretty much a fixture ever since Jeff Jarrett teamed up with that group. But we'll see ultimately where this goes and how far it goes. Tony Khan and his world famous announcements. He announced that the Owen Hart tournament is coming back. The Owen is coming back. It's going to start. I think it says it's going to start at Double or Nothing. Or it's going to kick off at Double something. something's gonna happen with WWE. They're either gonna start or kick off, or they're gonna show the brackets or something like that. But matches are gonna go through Forbidden Door and everything, and it's gonna conclude into one of the dates. I think one of the dates in July, where they will be in Calgary, and that's where the winner will be announced. So look out for the Owen, the second Owen tournament, because remember last year, Adam Cole and Dr. Baker won it last year for the men and women. So we'll see what happens. I don't know who Wardlow went against for the TNT Championship, but Wardlow won. You know, he's now paired with Arn Anderson. After Wardlow got the dub, you know, they was talking about, you know, them getting together and direction and everything. And then eventually it led to Christian Cage and Luchasaurus coming out saying, basically in a nutshell, it was a stare down, but it was like, we want next, fam. We want next. I know at some point that QTV stuff happened, but it was really Hobbs telling QT, like, you know, we need to rectify this situation. I want my belt back, fam. So yeah. Sammy G and MJF, they had a segment back there talking about Guevara's match against Darby and how Sammy G is going to win. Sammy gave MJF his own custom vest. MJF gave Sammy a Burberry scarf, and it was like, friends. But yeah, BCC had a segment backstage. Well, actually, no. RJ, what's his name? RJ City? I think it's RJ City. He was talking, BCC laid him out, basically saying words, and it was like, you know, BCC still running rampant on the AEW roster. Then we get Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara. The screwiness of what's going on, because instead of, like, I'm gonna get that, but pretty okay match. It ended with Sammy acting as if Darby hit him with the skateboard. Sammy's on the ground, Darby's holding the skateboard. This happens to work. The ref calls for disqualification. And it was like, any other time that wouldn't have worked. But especially the fact that it was a heel in Sammy pretending that Darby hit him with the skateboard. And it was like, that worked. Sammy wins by disqualification. As it stands, Sammy Guevara, MJF, World Championship. Schiavone gets on the mic and was like, hold on there, buddy. All of that screwiness that's been going on is going to get rectified next week, because it's going to be MJF, Sammy Guevara versus Orange Cassidy, Lord, Darby Allin, and Jungle Man. And if Jungle Man and Darby Allin get the dub, then your little one-on-one match turns into a 4 pillars fatal 4-way. And it was like, did we have to go through such a roundabout way for this match to become a fatal 4-way? Like, why couldn't this just been booked as a fatal 4-way from jump? And I just realized I got Rampage up there, and I'm sitting here talking about Dynamite. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. But, you know, on Tag, we keep all that. Y'all still love this high quality content. Adam Cole comes out and he's like, hey, yo, Jericho, bring your bitch ass out of here, fam. And, you know, Jericho's music hits, but he's on a Titantron and he's like, Cole, you really think I was going to come out there? You really think I was going to come out there? Come on, fam, you knew I was going to come out there. But my boys is here. My boys will. So Hager, Garcia, 2.0, they all start beating down Cole. Now, in my head, I thought Acclaim and Daddy Ass was going to come out there for the save. No, Orange Cassidy and Bandito come out. The numbers is too much. The numbers was too much. And then some music hit. unfamiliar music, unfamiliar I'm calling it Titantron, I'm sorry. And then the name flash, Roderick Strong, the Messiah of the Backbreaker. That's why I threw up the earlier in the video. Roddy comes out there, house of fire, clean house. Clean house. Then him and Adam Cole hugged it out. They hugged it out. And I can't remember if it was announced on Rampage or it was announced next Dynamite, but it will be Cole, Strong, Cassidy, Bandito versus those four members of the JAS I mentioned. So I know Dr. Baker and Hayter had a segment. Britt's eyes looking pretty jacked up. Hayter's arm was in the sling. And they vow, vow to get revenge on the Outcast sooner or later. They gonna get it back in blood. Word to Pooh Shiesty. Jade Cargill, Taya Valkyrie for the TBS Championship. They finally had their duel, they match. Jade wins. At this point, I wonder who are they saving to take this belt off of Jade Cargill at this point? Who's gonna be the one to take the belt off of Jade? I wouldn't be surprised if they run it back with them too, because I want to say Jade won with a roll up, so it wouldn't be surprised if they run that back. But I think now then Jade is 56-0. Yeah, I want to say it was 56-0. Main event time: Kenny Omega, Konosuke Takeshita versus Butcher and Blade and Bunny. Brian Danielson was some commentary, and he's been popping shit about amateurs and things like that. Omega Takeshita gets the dub. Brian gets on the mic, starts popping his mess. He flubbed his little speech, but he recovered it. And then the rest of the BCC started jumping on Takeshita and Omega. The Bucks come out, kind of evens it up, and then it got to the point to where Kenny grabs the screwdriver to shove in Mox's face. Danielson has Takesha's like, go in there and stop him. Go in there and stop him. So Takeshita gets in the middle of it and was like, no, man, we shouldn't be doing it. We shouldn't do this. And then it gave the bad guys a chance to recover. And then the BCC gets in the ring like, okay, Takeshita, you know what I'm saying? You with us? You with us? And Takeshita was like, wait, what? Huh? Wow. He was taking the dick. Well, it wasn't a dick kick, but he was taking a dick punch city. It's the sister city, the dick kick city, where the Brian Zane. But yeah, he was taking the dick punch city. Dick kick city. Taking the dick punch valley. Or the town, the dick punch. There you go. He was taking to the town, the dick punch. And they started beating up on Takeshita, and then Moxley grabbed a screwdriver and was wow. And that's literally how the show went off. Well, it was showing the graphic on the lower third of Moxley just but then it actually ended with him laying there, and Kenny O was like consoling him, like, "Oh no, Takeshita, he bleeding from the forehead, everything." But yeah, that was AEW Dynamite. Definitely see how's everything going, because we got technically 3 different faction wars happening. We have BCC and the Elite. We're going to have a makeshift faction with Cole to deal with the JAS, which of course is going to ultimately end up with Cole versus Jericho. Then we still have the whole Outcast versus the Originals. The whole world title picture started off so amazing. Then they started going these weird ways, and it was like, you should have kept the momentum going the way it was going, instead of you eventually going to make this a fatal 4-way in such this roundabout way. But ultimately, I'm here for the ride. Everything is on the way to Double or Nothing. And that's where the video ends. I want to give a birthday shout out to Less and Stealthy Ninja's own Cosmic Boss. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to the homie. I want to shout out the rest of my tag brethren, Lib Dizzle, current champ, Jaeger Bombastic, Juggernaut 097. You know how we do. Whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about Dynamite and all that's what's going on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that other good stuff. Tag that notification bell so that way you know when we post videos. Hopefully next time you see me, I'll be talking about that WWE draft on SmackDown because they promise a shakeup. So let's see what gets shaken up. Thank y'all. And if you're new here, if you've been here, y'all know how. If you've been here, you know how we about to sign that. If you're new here, you got to warm it up. We like to sign out a video with our little catchphrase and get stuff too sweet. Ladies and gentlemen out there, don't forget to tag out. Peace.